Ask Tom on Home Show.
Alberta from Richmond, Washington needs a little fix-up advice.
Yeah, she's working on this little jewel right here, Tom, trying to fix it up. And she says, my fixer-upper is 750 square foot of living space, and it needs more fixing up than I had expected. Well, that's for darn sure. I pulled up the carpet and found asbestos. So I'm going to clean before I put a primer and paint on it. Then I'm going to cover the flooring with plywood, then vinyl. The ceiling is textured. I want to remove it, but it's too much trouble. So I plan to prime with odor killing on wood odor killer, I guess, on the wood panel ceiling and wall, and then apply a stain blocker and primer paint. My question is, how do I insulate behind that wood paneling and the attic? I have to re-roof because it lacks circulation. He said, and then her budget is $20,000. I guess she's doing a lot of the work herself. It's possible she could get in that. She has to be frugal. So what's your advice, Tom?
My advice is not to worry about the insulation package.
Really?
You have $20,000 and you want it clean, you want it livable. You can go ahead and take care of the floor, take care of all the interior stuff, make it nice for yourself. I see on the outside a good paint job. It needs to. So just fix up what you have. Don't try to make it a house up to today's standards with anything like insulation or redoing all the electrical in it or any of that. If it doesn't need it, don't do it. But make it dry, smell nice, comfortable, clean, and maybe, fix up the bathroom, fix up the kitchen. That's how I'd spend the $20,000 because that house has been there a long time. It's sure going to perform okay once you make it clean and livable because everything she's asking about is making it look nice for her on the inside. So I would spend every penny on the inside doing that and just forget about it. If it needs a new roof, you can put a roof on. That's half your $20,000. Well, not half, but maybe a quarter of the $20,000 right there on that small house. But do the things it really needs to keep it weathered nice and look nice and be clean. Forget about trying to make it energy efficient or anything else. If you needed that, it would be easier to tear it down and just build the same exact house with a whole different building envelope. Don't try to redo that one.
And as for the asbestos on the floor and going over it, I was wondering what she's going to run into as far as detail when she added that extra layer of plywood on top of the asbestos flooring.
When I'm saying asbestos flooring, I'm thinking asbestos tiles.
I'm thinking that's
just
what she
leave
has.
them.
Yeah,
just leave them. They're not friable. They don't turn to dust. They're going to be there till the end of time. There was a beautiful product, especially on the flooring. In fact, they quit making so much of it because it never wore out. It took 100 years for it to wear out, and the flooring industry wasn't going anywhere with sales. So they used to call it the old ship gray something. It was for ships, and they had a funny name for it because it was so durable. But the fact of the matter is this: just leave it there. Put your new floor on top. If too much trouble to take a texture off, so you're just going to paint it, which I'm all for, then it's way too much trouble to try to re-insulate and do all those other things. And I'll tell you, if you bought this house, that outside needs some work too. And in Washington, I've never lived there, but I know enough about it to know you get a lot of rain. And I do know because I've dealt with the James Hardy people here in the Houston area. The Houston area and the Washington, Seattle to Portland area is the hardest area in the United States when it comes to exterior building products. That's why their siding is so popular in both those areas. So take care of that when you have. It looks like an asbestos siding on the outside, which is good, but it certainly needs a paint job. And if you take a look at those exposed rafters and your soffits and all of those things that need that good, nice whitewash on there, put your money there too, so once the roof goes on, you protect all that wood so you don't have any structural problems.
And you can save money on your project by clicking on the Ask Tom button. See, look at all the free advice you just got. Tom's happy to do that. Put your questions in, and we'll answer it. We'll put them in a video just like this that we put a new one out every week, and you can find them at HomeShowRadio.com. You can find them on the Home Show Radio Facebook page. And, of course, on our YouTube channel, there's thousands of them over there. And you want to subscribe and click the bell. We'll make sure that you're notified every time we put one up.